Hi guys, I'm Hayden Crawford from the Dreamtime Academy and welcome to your live Starseed Numerology readings for this week. Well, I hope you've had a great week. What's been going on for you? Have you been feeling all of this brand new fresh Aquarian energy coming in? It's like washing in, like a big tidal wave of emotions. It's turquoise energy actually, because Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, relates to the color turquoise, and turquoise is about upper heart healing. It's about repressed emotions and sensitivity, and it's also aligned very, very closely as well to the element of water. So water and going with the flow and trust and purpose. Really, it's Neptunian. So Neptune was the Roman god of the sea. It's connected to it was the king of Atlantis. So it's Atlantean energy. So Aquarian, Atlantean is all the same thing. So it brings in the energy of the whales and the dolphins as well. So at the moment, what we've got happening is we've got some Syrian energy around us, and this is going to be with us actually for a few days now. And I picked out a card from my Starseed Oracle deck, which is beautiful. I don't know if you guys have got a deck of these cards yet, but they are amazing. They're called the Starseed Oracle deck, and this is the card that I picked out for you all today as a collective. Now it's called Messenger, this card, and it's about balancing male and female energies, divine masculine and feminine energies. Now Sirius as a star system is very feminine. You know, it's Orion would be masculine, Sirius would be feminine. But this is about bringing balance into that. And that's what's taking place on the planet right now as we kind of, release all of the male hierarchical stuff, and we're softening everything and just making it a little bit more peaceful. It's about bringing peace to the planet. So the Syrians were responsible for seeding the first humans on the planet, and they created the Lemurian race and the Atlanteans, etc., etc. So, it's very, and they actually seeded the first whales and dolphins too, but alongside the Pleiadians and Arcturians and Andromedans as well. So actually it was a big sort of like experiment, I guess, from the Galactic Federation of Light came in, and they wanted to create a race that was going to be sustainable on the planet and do a good job for us all. So we've got Melv here. Happy Thursday to you, Melv. And Suzanne Haley's here, and Nada as well, Nada Hinton. Nice to see you, Nada. And Alexandra Roy and Aqua Yazzie. I think I'm going to start with you today and have a look at your birth date. So this is what we're doing today. We're doing Starseed Numerology readings. So I'm going to be looking at your Starseed origin, purpose, and mission during 2021. As it's time now, we all stepped up. Now that we know where we've come from, well, a lot of us do, through the Starseed Awakening of 2020. It's like, what do we do with that wisdom and knowledge during 2021? And it is time to step it up. We're being called to step into our power and actually help really consciously and subconsciously raise the vibration of the planet. So remember, we've got this Syrian energy around us. Now also, I picked out 3 color mirrors bottles just to sort of influence, to represent this influence that's going on right now. And the first one was New Dawn, which is this beautiful pale, sparkly pale turquoise over clear, which brings in the energy of Aquarius and helps us clear and transmute all of our lower vibrational emotions and patterns and behaviors away. So that's what it does, and it's very connected to the beautiful sensitive star seeds that come in that shut themselves down, because they found the shock and trauma of the planet too much to cope with. The other one is this one here, which is called Return from Atlantis, which is copper over turquoise, and this one relates to a lot of the time people who have woken up, have started receiving soul memories now of what they were doing during the time of Atlantis, so that they can bring back that wisdom into what's going on in 2021, so they can do their purpose work again. And then this one, which is the whale bottle, which is turquoise over blue, which is it signifies difficulties coming to an end. It's reminding you that you are perfectly on track, you're on purpose, so you don't need to question anymore. That the work that you're doing is really needed right now. Okay, so that's really important to remember. Hello, Alexandra Roy. It is Alexander, but with an at the end. A boy, and it's a French name. Fantastic. Well, I've got French in my ancestral lineage as well. So I did my ancestry DNA recently, and it came back as mostly French and German. I was like, oh, wie geht's, mein kleiner Liebling? Où est la pharmacie? La pharmacie dans le premier rue à droite. It was like, I think that's the only thing that I remember from learning French at school. So yeah, so welcome. Yeah, French are welcome here. So Aqua Yazzie, I'm going to have a look at yours. Got Leah here as well. Where are you from? Like, let me know whereabouts in the world. Are you in America? Are you in Australia? Are you in Europe, Asia? Let me know. So Suzanne says, but you have mine already. Just a small bit left on my lunch break. Oh, right. Okay. So you're on your lunch break watching me. Fantastic. Well, that'll brighten up anybody's lunch break, won't it? Tuning into the Dreamtime Academy. Now, make sure that if you haven't already liked my channel, please like it and subscribe and click the bell for future notifications. Like this video as well if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. And that would be awesome. So you're in Canada. Ah, okay. Of course you are. There's a lot of French Canadians, isn't there? So you're Manchester. Oh, fantastic. I used to go to Manchester clubbing when I was in my 20s. I used to go down to the Canal Street. Yes, I used to enjoy it down there. I thought it was good fun. Right. So Aqua Yazzie. What's your real name, Aqua? I'm going to call you Aqua until I find out what your real name is. And you're the 15th of February. There you go. So 1991. So you're an Aquarius as well, aren't you? So very applicable and appropriate for what we're doing at the moment then. So you got the 2 9s, you got the 5, the 2, and the 3 1s as well. Okay, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. All right, so this is Aqua Yazzie's. You're in Wilmington, are you, Taylor Hurrell Soanes? In Wilmington, USA. Fantastic. And Brave Seal, hello to you. That's in California. Brilliant. Lovely to see you here. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start with Yasmin. All right, excellent, Yasmin. You can see here very clearly, you've got the arrow of determination. Now, what that means is that you're very consistent, Yasmin, when you are wanting to achieve your goals and dreams in life. All right. So it just means that you're like a dog with a bone. You'll see your projects through to finality. It's a real strength. It's called a positive arrow. You've got 3 1s in your chart as well. Now, that means that you are either somebody who talks a lot or somebody who's very quiet. All right. So sometimes you can fluctuate between the two, but usually you're either one or the other when you've got the 3 1s, because it's masculine energy and it's about verbal self-expression. So it can sometimes mean, you know, very communicative and other times very quiet. You're quite intuitive and sensitive as well. The feminine energy of the 2 comes in for you. And this is sensitivity and intuition. When you've got a woman's got 1 2, they've almost got the equivalent of 2. So it's perfectly balanced intuition. So you've got really good gut first impressions of people when you meet them. Now, we can also work out what your ruling number is. So your ruling number is 6. So it's Venus energy and it's creative and it's home based. So it's almost like being creative at home is important, and balance and harmony in relationships and family. Community. When you are living positively, it can be expressed as creativity, but when living negatively, sometimes it's worry and anxiety. You know, it's the opposite of creativity, which is destruction. So that's a big influence for you, because that's your day number. So it's 6. It's Venus energy, which is pink over pink in the color mirror system. So it's that beautiful, you know, learning to love yourself enough on the inside, and then your reality will reflect that on the outside. Your ruling number we get from adding up all of the numbers there in your date of birth. So you're at like 10, 22, 27, 28. So you're a ruling number 10. Now, the 10s are very adaptable people, all right? So it just means that you've got ancient Egyptian wisdom available to you that from previous lifetimes. So it's actually in the color mirror system. It's called the Wheel of Fortune, which is gold over olive green. Now, this is like represents the goddess Isis that gave birth to the sun. So it's a very soft feminine energy, a leadership energy that can never be abused. So it's not like ego power, not like that at all. It's soft, feminine, gentle energy. So you've got this as a ruling number influence. So you like doing things on your own. You know, you could own your own business. You could run your own business. That would work for you. And but I feel like you could run it from home as well, because your day number 6 wants that sort of connection to the home as well. So you like doing things on your, you know, it's like that, stepping into your power. You are a leader, definitely somebody. And Aqua Yazzie Jasmine saying 100%, 100%, 100%. Great. You see, numerology it's an ancient science, really, that dates right back to the time of Atlantis, you know, because when we look at how it developed over the years, it then goes into when Pythagoras kind of took it over, I guess. It's you know, it started aligning with the pyramids. Okay, so what I'm teaching today is very Aquarian and Atlantean wisdom. And it's like soul memories, and actually it was then adopted by the Essenes, sort of further on down the human timeline. And if you look at around at the time of Jesus Christ, this was very pink energy, again Venusian energy, and it's they brought back in numerology then as well. There you go. So Aquajazi says, oh, wow, I always felt a connection with Egypt. Well, you would do, because the colors that are your ruling number, you actually prefer to keep a lot of your personal stuff to yourself. You don't really want to share what's going on for you deep on the inside. So a lot of your relationships can remain a little bit superficial. So that's just an aspect, but you are very adaptable. So you can basically put you into any job and you do very well. All right. But you are better off having your own company, leading your own company. Oh, it's Nadar, is it? Not Nada. Nadar. Fantastic. And Mr. Dreads, the original gamer, blessings and light. Nice to see you back here again. Fantastic. So Taylor says, can't believe you pronounced Hurrell correctly. Americans seem to be unable to do it. My dad is English. Yeah, well, we were taught BBC English, when we went to school. Everything had to be pronounced properly. So Jasmine, you're in a personal year cycle 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. You're in a 4 this year. So you actually are in the same personal year cycle as me. So in numerology, we go through peaks and troughs, which go up and down. A 4 is a trough year of consolidation. So a lot of the time, it might be that you have to work on your physical body during a 4 so that you've got the strength to be able to carry out the next 5 years of your 9-year cycle. Or it could be that you're building finances or building a house, or you're creating solid foundations for the future. Okay. So Aqua says, yes, 100%. There you go. Now, remember, I'm only just giving you little insights today, Jasmine. Now, the good news is I can expand on everything that I've told you by offering you a Starseed Origins report. So it's actually a 15-page handcrafted report, which goes into exactly your star system origin, at the time that you were born. Okay, so it looks at the position of your sun at the time that you were born, and it also looks at your name chart, and it reveals where your soul originated from after it left source consciousness. And it looks at your peak years of maturity as well, in which you've got 4. It looks at your deepest inner yearnings that your soul wanted to experience during this lifetime, and your outer expression as well. So they're on special at the moment as well for only 59 Australian dollars until the end of January. So you've still got 8 days to get one of those ordered. Now, they do take 5 to 7 business days to create, because they're handcrafted, they're not computer generated. So if you want one of those, just message me after the show and I'll send you a link and you can get one of those. Okay, so you're very, very welcome. So we've got Ig here as well. May you deliver me a Starseed Numerology message. My name is Yalin. Absolutely, yeah, I'll have a look at that for you as well, no problem. All right, so I'm going to go back up to Taylor. Taylor, are you still there? What's your date of birth? Let's have a look at Taylor's. If you leave your date of birth in there, Taylor, and I will have a look at what's next if you like. And then, yeah, Ig, leave your details in there too, and I'll have a look for you as well. Now, I wanted to also just pick out some more messages through the Oracle deck for you as well. So bearing in mind what I said earlier on, for those of you that joined a little bit later on, we have got Syrian energy around us, which is about balancing our masculine and feminine aspects, our divine masculine and feminine aspects, and it actually brings balance into structure. So what I'd like to do as well is just to not only remind you of that, but also I just want to show you another influence that's coming in for you now, which is this one here, which is called Hirith, and it's a longing for home. So it's a homesickness for the stars. A lot of the time when I work with starseeds, they have this feeling that they're not at home on the planet, and they feel homesick, like they miss their star system that their soul originated from, and it can make them feel really uncomfortable being on the planet because they're so sensitive, they don't align with the earthly vibrations. But obviously, you've got a mission and a purpose here, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So it helps with that energy of the heart, that longingness, that can come up with that. All right. So Alexandra Roy, I'll have a look at you next then. I have to return. We'll watch later today. Watch the replay. Yeah, absolutely. Suzanne, enjoy the rest of your day at work. I hope your lunch break was what all that you hoped it was going to be. All right, and I'll see you next time. Excellent. All right, so let's have a look. I'm going to go to you, Alexandra Roy. I'll just call you Alex for ease. All right. So you're the 16th. So you're a 16 energy. So 16 is a karmic number, actually. And it relates a lot of people who are born on the 16th. Like I was born on the 16th of October, so I can sort of relate to this. They have like a fear of betrayal that can kind of be around them. Fear of being betrayed or fear of losing things all of a sudden. And it's because in a previous life they died within a war or lost everything all of a sudden. So then they come in with this sort of fear that they're just going to lose everything again. You know, so, or it could be like a fear of being betrayed. So it's the Tower experience, because the 16 relates to the Tower card in traditional tarot. Okay, so it can be a difficult vibration, but there's lessons involved in it, you see. Because if you think about the 6 and the 1 is a 7, 7 is Neptune energy, which is the Roman god of the sea. It's about trust. So it's turquoise energy. So really it's about learning. The 7 wants to learn through its own experience. So you need to do things your own way. You need to learn through your own experience, and you want to explore the deeper meaning behind life as well, because the 7 also represents mysteries, illusions, miracles, magic, and faith. So you kind of like all those aspects of the subconscious and exploring the subconscious. Yeah. So you've got the 2 9s there as well. You've got a 2 and a 6. And you've got the 2 1s and a 5 as well. Okay. There you go. So that's what your chart looks like, Alex. Okay. Alex, you've also got the arrow of determination. So that's both of you that I've done so far today, both Jasmine and Alex. You've got this arrow of determination here. Now, this is actually a persistence of being able to achieve your goals and dreams in life. So it's classed as a positive arrow or a positive influence on your chart, the 1, 5, and 9. Now, you've got the influence of 2 9s. The 9 energy is very, very wise. So it's wisdom. It's idealistic. It carries a sense of responsibility, and it's a humanitarian. So a lot of the time, people who've got 2 9s, they want to help people. They want to be of service, but they can also look at the world through rose-colored spectacles a little bit. You're actually a very intuitive, sensitive guy as well, Alex. You've got the 2 energy there, and your communication is very well balanced. So you're a good listener as well as being a good talker. You know how you feel as well. So, you know, the 5 is the center of your emotional plane, and it sits here. So it's like right in the center of your heart. And when you've got that, it means that you know how you feel. So when you communicate, you know, you can talk about how you feel. So you've got that beautiful expression, which is nice and balanced. You love the home and family. You're actually quite a creative person as well, because the 6 energy is there. So it's about the home. It's about being at home. It's about being creative at home. It's about the family. When it's expressed positively, it's creativity. When negatively, it's worry and anxiety that can come through. Hi, Ada. How are you? Miami. Watching from Miami in Florida. Beautiful. All right, so we can also work out your ruling number, Alex. So we can go, it's the 9, 10, 19, 21, 26, 27, 27, 33. Wow, you're a 33-6. So you are very creative. Now, the 33 is a master number. All right, so this is the biggest influence in your chart, and it's actually reduces to a 6, which is Venus energy, which is love, balance and harmony in relationships, creativity, community, you know, it's family. But it's about you mastering love. So it's about you not only learning to love yourself unconditionally, but accept yourself as divine love as well. All right. So that to know that you are all of that. So the 33s really are here to guide humanity forward and to help people wake up. It's very Andromedan energy. I find a lot of Andromedans have a ruling number 33/6. All right, Alex. So you could be Andromedan like me. So my soul originated from Andromeda. So I've come in from Andromeda to help people to remember to love themselves unconditionally and to have confidence, you know, so self-worth, but also to get a sense of freedom, because Andromedans want freedom more than anything else, but they can only get that really through reconnecting to their inner guidance system. So I work with heart and crown chakra energy. So if anybody needs any advice and guidance or assistance, I do offer Starseed consultations as well via Zoom. So I can help you work on any sort of shadow patterns or inner child stuff that might be really quite challenging for you. And I actually can go in there like a magician, pick them out, and get rid of them so that you can feel lighter and brighter and more on purpose, you say. So Ada says, please do mine. I think I'm Lyran. Well, we'll have a look then. We can have a look. All right. So Alex, leave a few comments. Let me know, what did you think? Did you align with what I've said to you today about your beautiful your 7 energy and your 6? So you're a teacher, really. You're here as well to teach people how to love. All right. So you've got an Andromedan influence running through you. So you're also in a 4, 9, 10, 16. You're in a 7 year. So it's about learning this year. Sometimes it can be difficult if you're not living your purpose. So just remember that. The 7 can be called a Mack truck year, where you get run over, not literally, but metaphorically, if you're not living your purpose. But if you are living your purpose, then fantastic, you know, it will continue fine. But if you're not, the universe will come in and it will go, right, you need to stop doing that. You need to do this, and it will shift you or move you on. You're from Vega, not eating wise, but the star Vega. Okay, so that's in Lyra as well. So that's interesting. So quite a few Lyrans watching. Excellent. So it made sense for you, did it? Yeah. Remember, Alex, if you want a Starseed Numerology Report doing, then let me know. It's like, this is open to anybody who's watching today. The special is on until the end of January. Okay. So whilst we've got this Aquarian energy around us, and that's for a 15-page handcrafted Starseed Numerology Report, which will give you all of your color influences, as well as looking at your name chart, your birth chart, and revealing all facets of your personality blueprint, your Starseed origins and mission. So it's fantastic. It'll blow your mind. All right, then let's have a look. I'll do you next then, should I? Hello, Jennifer McCoon. Jennifer McCoon, nice to see you. So Ig, I'll have a look at yours. Your Jaylin. Jaylin. All right, we're going to go to you next, Jaylin. Since you asked so nicely, there you go. Jaylin. Jaylin. So is that a male or I presume that's a female name, is it? Is it Jaylin? Hello, Paola Michelle as well. Paola Michelle, lovely to see you here. How are you today? Whereabouts in the world are you, Paola? That sounds like an Italian name. Where are you, Jennifer? There you go. So Alex says, it really resonates with me. Fantastic, Alex. Nice to meet you, by the way. And Ada is Lyra. You're a Lyran as well. You're male. Oh, Jaylin, it's male. Brilliant. Because I would have thought that it was a female name. That's interesting. All right. So, Jaylin, so you're the 13th of the 7th. So 13th of July, 2002. Just a young'un. Just like a 19-year-old. Fantastic. All right. Okay. So you've got quite a lot of feminine energy in your chart. Okay. But you are quite an over-analyzer. You like to have a plan, and you like to know what's coming next, don't you? So it's quite interesting to look at your chart, because you do have quite a lot of feminine energy, because the 2 is feminine. Yeah, it's definitely more feminine. I'm more in tune with my feminine energy than my masculine. I can see that, because look, your masculine is the 1. The 1 is masculine and the 2 is feminine. You can see you've got 2 2s. So that's feminine energy. All right. So you're very sensitive. You're very intuitive. So you're almost like androgynous energy that comes up with you. But it's also like, you know, you've got this arrow here. So you've got 1 positive arrow and 1 negative arrow in your, actually you've got 2 negative arrows. Oh no, you've only got 1. So we'll start with the one in the middle. This one's called the arrow of frustration. So it means that there was difficulties for you during childhood, Jaylin. Hi, Indy. Nice to see you. From Finland. We've got people from all over the world watching today, which is awesome, isn't it? A nice collective group of starseeds coming together and enjoying some time together. That's awesome. And Leah, where are you from, Leah? Hopefully you can still see me. I seem to have frozen on my screen with a very strange look on my face, but hopefully you'll still be able to see what's going on. All right, so I'm going to continue anyway. So so this is like mum and dad's relationship, maybe separated. Okay, so just, you know, so it's difficulties during childhood. So it could have been you felt like you didn't fit in. It could have been sibling rivalry. It could have been ill health. But also it can knock on into difficulties within your adult relationships as well. Okay, so, you know, we just have to look at that as well. So that could manifest for you. Now, this arrow is called the arrow of the planner. So it's left brain. And it just means that, sometimes you need to know, like what's coming next. You need to have a tick list. So it's like, get up in the morning, walk the dog, have a shower, have breakfast, go to work, have lunch, come home, go to bed, and and all of that sort of stuff, but not necessarily in that order. So we can see there that this is like a very left brain, logical strategy, process driven approach to life that you need. You've got an isolated 7, so the 7 that's there is away from the other numbers, and the 7 is about learning through your own experience, sometimes through sacrifice. So what that means for you is that sometimes you have to learn through your own lessons. So you have to learn through letting go. So it could be like love, health, or money, one of those 3 things. And because it's isolated, it just means that that pattern will have to keep on repeating itself until the penny's dropped, and you can then move on to the next thing. So, and not have to experience that or re-experience it. So if it's love, you might love and lose, and love and keep. If it's money, you might make money, lose it, make it, lose it. Or if it's related to your health, you might get ill, get well, etc., etc. And Nadia is from Minnesota, USA as well. So another American. There you go. And Paula says, thanks for asking. I'm from Puerto Rico originally, but reside in Miami in Florida as well. Fantastic. How exciting that you're all here watching today. So if you like what you see, I'm a color therapist. So I'm a wellness intuitive and spiritual teacher specializing in color therapy. So I work with an ancient secret system of color therapy called the color mirrors. And I teach this system as well as color therapy and numerology too. So if you're interested in what I'm doing, then I have online courses that you can get involved with if you want to learn from me. Okay. So the company that I run is called the Dreamtime Academy, and you might see me on numerologist.com as well. So that's the world's leading numerology website, numerologist.com. I actually create regular video blogs on starseeds for numerologist.com. So you can catch me on there if you want to as well. There you go. So I'm listening with my son, who said he would love you to do his. His name is Ethan. Ah, little Ethan. And he's a little Libran. Oh, how sweet. A lovely little Libran. I'm a Libran as well. Yeah. A lot of Librans are starseeds from Andromeda, believe it or not. Yeah. So Andromeda is quite a popular place for Libran. So the Libran soul a lot of them do tend to come from Andromeda. So the way I pinpoint your starseed origin, Jalen, is to look at the position of your sun at the time you were born, and what star systems it was either opposite, conjunct, sextile, or trine with, and that will give me an absolute definite indication of what energy portals were opening for your soul to come through from. So there's a real science to it. So I look at numerology and color to be able to absolutely nail it down. Yeah, it's fascinating. Hi, Christine. Nice to see you. Christine Lerman, and you're from Jersey, Leah. Wow, Jersey in the Channel Islands, yeah? How amazing. All the way from Jersey. Fantastic. So Jalen, yeah, we can also work out your day number is a 4, but you see you're a 13. Okay, so if you're born on the 13th, so obviously this will apply to your son as well. This can sometimes mean you have to work harder than other people, to be able to achieve what you want in life, because it's a 4 energy, and the 4 is a physical number. And it's Uranus in the color mirrors system, which is about change and disruption of old order and actually letting go of old people, places, beliefs, behaviors that no longer serve you. So it's a physical doing number. So you're quite a practical person, Jalen. So you've got that practical, physical, material aspect to you. But also the 13 carries the vibration of transformation Pluto. This is like going through the dark night of the soul and heart to be able to come out stronger. So it's very violet energy, releasing of grief for transformation. So it's like their archetypal, butterfly, the chrysalis and then the butterfly, that transformation, but it's through going through that sort of phoenix rising out of the ashes experience. So this is quite a difficult vibration, the 13. So if you're born on the 13th, it can be quite a challenge. But remember, it's all about letting go to be able to allow new beginnings, new physical beginnings to come in. We can also see as well that you've got the ruling number, which is the 4, which is 8, 15. So you're a 6 as well. So another ruling 6 watching, which is Venus. You're very creative, Jalen. So you've got this beautiful creative aspect that you can tap into when you're living positively. When you're living negatively, it can manifest as worry, anxiety, stress, being destructive or not loving yourself enough. So you really need balance and harmony within your relationships. It's that Libran desire to have everything kind of like just perfect in your life, where everything's harmonized and beautiful. So so that's what we can see really from your chart. And you're in a 4, 7, 8, 8 and 7. Sorry, so it's 5, 5, 12, 15, 16. So you're in a personal year cycle 7 as well. So again, the 7, as I said before, can be quite a challenging year if you're not living your purpose, and everything can kind of go Pete-tong or pear-shaped in your life, and you might have to break down everything that's going on around you for your soul to be able to start living its purpose. So it can be one of those challenging years, but if you are living your purpose, then you won't experience it in that way. All right. So I can only do that for your chart. Yeah. So I mean, for a really accurate interpretation, you will need to order a Starseed Numerology Report. And that will give you everything that you need. It takes me a long time to work it out absolutely accurately because it's a real science. But intuitively, if I was to look at your chart, I would, Jalen, I would kind of think that you are, because you're quite a sensitive soul, either Syrian or even Lyran would come up for you because you've got that 4 physical energy, and a lot of the Lyrans like to have adventure and fun, and they work on the base chakra issues of the physical aspects of life. Okay, but I won't know for sure until I've put your report together, because there's so many aspects I have to look at to be able to nail it for you. All right, so I'm going to look at you, Paola, next, okay? Because you're from Puerto Rico, and I think you're my first person in Puerto Rico who's been watching me. So that's really lovely. Great. So Paola, hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly as well. Paola Michelle, and you're the 26th of October. So you've moved into, if I'm not mistaken, you've moved into Scorpio from Libra, haven't you? 1996. So you got the 2 1s, you got a 2, you got the 2 9s, 6, 2 6s actually, 2 1s, a 2, you got the 6 and 6, the 9 and the 9, the 1 and the 1 and the 2. Yeah, I think I've got everything there. Yeah. Okay. This is what yours looks like. Are you enjoying this? Is everyone having fun? Yeah, are you enjoying watching this today? Leave a few comments. Let me know if you are. And if you are enjoying it as well, make sure that you share it amongst your communities as well. So share this video on your Facebook page or wherever, and then you can get your friends coming in and they can get some free insights as well from me. All right. Ada. I haven't forgotten you, Ada. And you are enjoying it, yeah? Excellent. Excellent. And Nadia is as well. I'm really glad, Jalen. I'm really pleased you enjoyed it. That's really great. Okay, so excuse me. All right, so we got this arrow here, which is the arrow of the Inquirer. So this is classed as a negative influence within your chart. Now, what it means is that you, Paola, you need to go through your own process of research and investigation before you take on board a new concept or idea or theory in your life. It's almost like you're a bit skeptical of things that can't be scientifically proven until you get your own proof. Now, once you've got your own proof, you become like an avid convert and you're like, oh, everybody, like numerology, it's amazing, it's so true. But you have to know that for yourself first before you'll sort of buy into anything. So it's a bit skeptical. It's a skepticism that comes through with this. Very creative and very independent as well. Now, you have to watch within your relationships that you don't go into codependent relationships, because you've got to recognize that you are both Mother Earth and Father God, and you don't need to sort of look for an aspect of completeness in another person. So you've got to learn to stand on your own 2 feet and actually, You're very nurturing. You like to look after people. You want to make sure that they're always all right, but don't lose yourself in that process, because you need your independence. You're very process driven as well, so you like to have things just so. That comes up with your day number 26. So very independent, organized. You're very good at organizing, and you like to be in control. It's a big thing for you, Paola, so you don't get into a relationship with another 8 person, because you'll be butting heads. You need somebody who'll kind of be quite passive, really, to be able to cope with you. That's very nice, Jennifer McClune. I just love you. Well, I love you too, Jennifer McClune. Sorry, McCoon, not McClune. All right, so what we can see as well is that, so you're very creative. That when you've got a 6 in your chart, it means you're creative, all right? You love the home, the family. You like balance and harmony in relationships, because it relates to Venus. It's pink over pink energy. But when you've got 2, it amplifies it, all right? So if you've got more than one number in any of those spaces, it amplifies it. So it means that you're very loving, you're very creative. There's this creative aspect of your personality that needs expression. You're the 2 9s, very idealistic. So you can look at the world through rose-colored spectacles, but also you want to help people and be of service. You're very wise as well, because remember, the 9 carries the weight of all the numbers that go before it. So if you've got 2 9s in your birth chart, it's extra wisdom. So your soul has come in very wise, traveled and learned through many experiences on many different star systems, and even lifetimes within this planet as well. You've got the 2 1s as well, which is your verbal communication skills, your masculine energy. So it means that that's perfectly balanced. But sometimes you can react to emotional situations in your life instead of respond to them, because you haven't got the 5 in your chart, which is the center of your emotional plane, which lives there. So sometimes when you talk, you don't connect to the heart. We can also see here the 2 energy is your feminine energy. So it's perfectly balanced, intuition and sensitivity. So that's beautiful, soft, feminine energy, very intuitive, perfectly balanced. So you've got really good gut first impressions when you meet somebody. Okay. So we can also see there that that you're not very grounded, so you could do with some grounding. Your day number is, your ruling number is a 10, 19, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 34. So you're a 7. So you like to explore the deeper meanings behind life. You're a good teacher. All right. So you have to learn through your own experience and then share that wisdom with others. You sometimes have to learn through sacrifice, but you're interested in the subconscious mind, mysteries, illusions, miracles, magic, and faith. It's Neptunian, so it's turquoise energy. So, turquoise and violet, sometimes heart healing needs to come in for you, because there's, it's like a repression of emotions or holding on to grief that you maybe need to work through in this lifetime as well. Okay, does that make sense for you, Paola? It is amazing, isn't it? They think it's totally amazing. But, the thing is, numbers don't lie, because numbers are a universal language, and so is color. So really, they can't really lie unless the person who's interpreting doesn't really know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? So that's what's fabulous about it. So the 7 wants to learn through its own experience. So no one can tell you how to live your life. You have to live it in your own way. Even if that means that you have to fall, dust yourself down, and then get back up again. It makes perfect sense to you, does it? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so you're in a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. You're in a 5 this year. So you're actually aligned with the universal year cycle frequency, because we're in a 5, because we're in 2021. So we had the 2 and the 1 together. It's 5. So your personal year cycle is also a 5. So that amplifies that. So what does that mean? Well, 5 is Mercury. It's about communication, versatility, freedom, going outside of the box, change. Your life this year is going to be changing. Things are going to change. It's green. You want space. You want to have space for heart-related healing. It's about you don't want to feel restricted this year. So if you are in lockdown, wherever you are in the world, it's going to be quite frustrating for you, because your soul wants to explore and expand and go off into the world. Yeah. So again, looking at the Starseed origins, the best way is to order yourself one of the Starseed Numerology reports that I create, because that will go into it and nail it for you. It will identify, because I have to look at your astrology and your numerological influences and your color influences to be able to know exactly where you came from, after you left source consciousness. So it's a bit like, right, for example, I was born in England, but I've lived in Australia for the past 11 years. So my soul memories are more aligned to Australia, even though I spent, a good portion of my life in England. So, for example, if my soul had more memories on Andromeda, but I've also been through Arcturus and Speaker during my soul's evolution, but I connect more to the Andromedan energy. So we can, because we're multi-dimensional beings, ancient immortal beings of light, living out temporary human experiences. We have soul memories from many different star systems, but we align more with one. So I can work out exactly which systems you've been through and what those influences are. So I can't, if I was to hazard a guess based around, your Scorpion, sort of rising from the ashes stuff, and the feeling that comes up for you is really it's Orion energy that seems to come up for you, but I wouldn't know for sure. All right. So there you go. So Taylor Hurl says, I requested your special report through PayPal, but I forgot to include my email in your comments. Is that something that I need to do separately? Yes. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll send you an email requesting your date, time, and place of birth and your living name, which isn't necessarily the name that you like to go by. All right. Sorry, the name that you were born with that's on your birth certificate. It's more that your living name, the name you use now. So, for example, Taylor. Yeah, if it is, or if you could get called Tay or something like that. So only just give me your living name. That's the vibration that we work with. That's what we look at. Excellent. So Paola, nice. And you really enjoyed that, yeah? So Paola says, oh, wow, that's amazing. Definitely interested in checking that out. Thank you so much indeed. You're very, very welcome. Brilliant. All right. So I'm going to have a look now at, you, Jennifer McCoon, because you said something lovely to me earlier on. You said, I really love your energy. And I like it when people say nice things to me. Being a sensitive starseed, of course, Well, let's face it, nobody likes to be told nasty things, do they? Oh, and believe me, over the years, I've had many people say some quite horrible things like, I don't like your hair, and oh, the way you communicate, you go all the time when you speak, and these things are really quite cruel and nasty. And so I just block, delete, and ignore those people now. So don't do it. Okay, so Jennifer. I'm with you now, Jennifer. Jennifer is the 27th of the 4th, 1969. Excellent. Lovely. So you got 2 9s, a 6, a 4, a 7, a 1, a 2. It's quite an interesting chart because you've got quite a lot of numbers represented in that chart. There you go, Jennifer. This one's for you. So Jennifer born on the 27th. So the 27 is a 9. So your day number is a 9 energy, which is Mars. Mars is about, it's a fire planet. All right. So it's fire energy that comes in. So it's wisdom as well, because the 9 carries the weight of all the numbers that go before it. So it's wise, and it's a humanitarian. It wants to help and to heal. So it's far more suited to celestial, sort of angelic work or counseling or psychotherapy. Than it is to corporate. So a lot of the day number 9 or ruling number 9 people aren't very good money managers. They're much more suited to working with people. So that's what your day number influence. But it's the 27, so it's harvest. So it means that whatever you do, you'll be successful at, and you'll reap the rewards of that. All right. So you'll find the bliss out of the work that you do. You're also quite a practical person as well. So you've got what's called the arrow of practicality. That's all the numbers on the physical plane. So the 1, 4, and 7 are physical numbers. The 2, 5, and 8 are emotional numbers. And the 3, 6, and 9 are mental numbers or mind numbers. So they're the 3 planes of existence. And this is how we work this out, you see. So all of the numbers there are on the physical there. So it just means that, Jennifer, you need active participation in life. Okay? Active participation in life is essential for you. So you need to you're a doing person. All right. So the material aspects of life are important to you. So you like to have nice things, nice clothes, nice car, nice house. But it's a doing thing. But you do struggle. You struggle to communicate how you feel because you've only got 1, 1. It's masculine, verbal self-expression. No 5. okay, center of your emotional plane. You don't know how you feel. So you struggle to express how you feel. So sometimes there's a restriction around the throat, which, you know, if this is left, can lead to a chronic condition imbalance within the thyroid gland. All right, so it can affect that. If you don't express, you hold in, it will affect it. The 2 energy there is your femininity, your intuition, sensitivity, which is perfectly balanced. So very, very good intuition that you can rely upon. And again, the 2-9 energy, it's this wisdom, idealism, and wanting to help people that comes through. All right, so it's a big aspect for you. Your ruling number, which carries the most weight in your birth chart. Remember, we're only looking at birth charts today, not name charts. Your name chart reveals your soul urge, which is your deepest inner yearnings, your feminine, deepest inner soul aspects, and your outer expression, which is the way you're perceived by the outside world, your masculine, you know, external energy. So almost like the conscious and the unconscious self. So, but we're just looking really at your birth chart, not your name, you know, so it might be Jenny or Jennifer that we would look at for that. So, you know, this is really only giving you part of the picture of your true personality blueprint. You know, so it's just to wet your whistle, really, so that you can kind of go, all right, okay, this is cool. So yeah, so we've got the 9, 10, 19, 25, 29, 31, 38. 8, 9, 10, 11. You're a ruling number 11, Jennifer. So the 11 is a master number. And actually in the color mirror system, it's duality. So it's the black and the white, the good and the bad. It's the light bearer, you know, so it's actually somebody who's here to guide humanity forward into the golden age of Aquarius. So you've got a spiritual purpose and mission. So Jennifer, having that day number 9 with that ruling number 11, there's a lot of wisdom that you carry forward. So I feel like for you, it's absolutely essential that you are, you know, doing your spiritual work. So, you know, whether you can work as a psychic or you could work as a healer or a counselor. Remember, a lot of ruling number 11s, though, because the 11 reduces to a 2, which is like the PA to the boss, never really manifest their life purpose or really go about doing it, because they don't have the action of the 4 energy that comes in with the 22/4s. But I would say that you do, because you've got this beautiful aspect of the physical or the practical as your arrow of practicality. So I feel like that would help you move into physical healing. So maybe massage or yoga or touch work in some way. So expressing those beautiful, all that beautiful aspect of your spiritual self in a very physical, practical and real way. Well, thank you very much, Paola. That's beautiful. And you've given me the energy of the 999, which is very well aligned to me, because I'm a ruling number 9 and it's all Mars energy. There you go. So very perceptive of you there, Paola. Thank you very, very much. Love getting little donations. Oh, that's so sweet. And Ada, you're very sweet as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. What a lovely group of people we've got today. And actually, you've both chosen gold energy to bring that through to me. And gold is about the alchemist. It's alchemy. It's about manifesting base metal, a gold out of base metal. It's about creation. It's about value. Okay, so what you're saying to me is that you value what I do, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Thank you for all that beautiful golden energy. Okay, so Jennifer, let me know, did that make sense for you? Now you're in a 5, 9, 10, 11, 18. So you're in a personal year cycle 9 this year as well. So more 9 energy coming in for you. So remember I said we travel in 9-year cycles and peaks and troughs. When you get to a 9, it's the end of a cycle. So don't make any major decisions until next year. Next year, you'll be changing jobs, changing house, or changing relationships. But if you do it now, it's almost like you're not letting something complete, because 9 is also about transcendence. So hold off. Just, you know, go with the flow. Don't try and do too much. So Jennifer says, yep, totally. Awesome. Excellent. So there you go. So I'm going to have a look at you. Leah, are you still there from Jersey? Leah from Jersey, are you still watching? I'll have a look at yours. And Ada, I haven't forgotten about you as well. Or actually, I'll have a look at both of you, and Nadia as well. Leah, put your date of birth down in the comments section for me again, please, lovely, so I don't have to go scrolling. And in the meantime, what I'll do is I will just remove that one from my board. And Leah from Jersey. So I am right in assuming that you're from Jersey in the Channel Islands. Is that right? Yeah. So you're a Libran as well, the 4th of the 10th, 2003. Lovely. All right. So you've got the arrow of the planner as well. Now, the interesting thing about people that are born after the year 2000 is that the charts do change because they don't have the influence of the 9 necessarily, or the 1 sometimes. Gladys. Gladys, nice to see you. You've been hiding. You've been watching and hiding. Gladys. And that's Scortius. Is that Greek or Italian, Gladys? Ah, from New Jersey in the US. There you go. How funny. How could I have got that wrong? All right, so Leah. Greek, I got it right. Hey, I lived in Greece for a while, Gladys. I lived in Halkidiki. So I lived on the Cassandra Peninsula. Yeah. So actually down in right at the base of the Cassandra Peninsula for a season. I worked as a holiday rep. Thessaloniki. Oh my God, Gladys, how cool. I used to go to, because I was a rep, I always used to end up in the hospitals in Thessaloniki with guests and stuff like that. And it would be so scary because they'd be like quite scary hospitals. You don't want to end up in hospital in Thessaloniki, do you? Your family's still there. Wow. Yeah, so I worked in Hanioti and Paliori. Hi, Scout Trooper. Nice to see you. Scout, you've been in before. I definitely recognize your name, Scout. 4 years ago. Oh, you lived there for 8 years and you got back there 4 years ago. How interesting, Gladys. There you go. I will do Ada. I certainly will. I'll have a look at Ada afterwards. Okay, so Leah, we're with you, Leah, from New Jersey. So you're a day number 4 person as well. So you have got this beautiful practical aspect to your personality. So you like the material aspects of life. For you, it's really important, the practical aspects. So you like to do things, you know, you like to be and actually building structures. So you like the material aspects, but it's Uranus is the planet of the future, and it's about change and disruption of old order. So a lot of the time, you know, in your life, you have to let go of old people, places, beliefs, events, situations that are no longer in alignment to your truth. All right. So it's going through that process. It's almost like a cosmic cleanse, like a soul cleanse, getting rid of all that no longer serves to allow in new beginnings. So your 4 energy is very practical, material, and it's actually quite good with its hands. So actually what we find is a lot of people who have a day number 4 or a ruling number 4, they like to do manual jobs, you know, or they like to be involved somewhere in more sort of masculine activities. But again, you know, you've got the arrow of this one here, which is called the arrow of the planet. Now, it just means that for you, you like to know what's coming next. You like to have a bit of a tick list, a bit of a strategy to be able to move forward in your life. So really, this is about, you know, you being able to sort of have a strategy or a process, you know, so that you always feel like you can be in control. You've also got this arrow here, which is called the arrow of passivity. So sometimes you do need to be encouraged to start projects because it's the opposite of activity. So it just means that you know that you might actually need to be encouraged to get things done. It's passivity, you know, so maybe you need getting things moving a little bit. There's the 5 energy, 6, 10. So you're ruling number 10. The 10 energy is about you being very adaptable. So you're actually somebody that could own their own business. You've got a leadership ability as well. So it's a very soft feminine power that can never be abused. So it relates to the Wheel of Fortune, which is the manifestor bottle in the color mirror system, which is gold over olive. And it brings in the energy of the goddess Isis, who gave birth to the sun. So actually you're a physical leader. So, you know, maybe working on the physical body in some way, you know, owning a gym, or, you know, having, you know, sort of working on the physical body, or actually making money as well. Like I can feel for you that you would be very aligned to helping people or making money in some way. Okay. So yeah, so that's really cool. And you've got the 5, 6, and 4 is 10. So you are in your personal year cycle 1, which is about fresh new energy coming in. It's about it's about you moving house, changing jobs, or changing relationships for you this year. So actually you'll feel like almost as if your energy levels go up, they increase in some way, and that you can get things done. But you feel like starting new things when you move into your personal year cycle 1 as well. So again, very sensitive, very intuitive. You do struggle to communicate how you feel as well, because you've only got 1, 1 and no 5 in your chart too. So that means that you struggle to express yourself on some level as well. Your imagination is stimulated, your memory, you're quite analytical. So, again, you're definitely somebody who needs to have processes. You are somebody who needs to own their own business. You need to lead, but also you need to be able to feel like you're growing something, and actually there are financial rewards for you along the way with that as well. There you go, Ada. I'll do you next. Whereabouts are you, Ada? Are you in Greece as well? There you go. So Scout says, yep, you've helped me to see more of my starseed. Thanks for your videos. I have gotten a better understanding. I'm really pleased that you have. And I've actually just started a new line of videos, which are my starseed oracle forecasts as well, which are going to be fortnightly. So start watching those as well, because I bring in the energy of this beautiful deck of cards as well, which is called the Starseed Oracle. And I reveal some insights. I do some channeling through from different star systems every month that will help you to align with that and give you some good messages. Oh, you're in Miami, Ada. Okay. Originally from Puerto Rico. Oh, that's very sweet. So Scout says you give off really good vibes. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So Leah, leave a few comments. Let me know. Did that make sense for you? Did you connect up with that? Do you feel that's you? And I'm going to have a look next at Ada. Very patiently waiting there, Ada, haven't you? So Ada, I'll just have a little look back up through and get your date of birth. So you think you're from Vega. Okay, so have you worked that one out? Yeah. Have you had a Starseed report done before, Ada? 24th of the 7th, 1973. Got the 2 7s. Got a 3, a 1, 2, a 4, a 9. Okay, Ada. You haven't. Okay, so you're just, it's almost like an intuitive response, is it? Just feeling like you connect up to Vega in Lyra. Because a lot of, if you don't know much about Lyra, that it's a lot of the beings there are cat-like, so they've got feline energy, but also bird as well. So bird and feline, but it's a bit of a melting pot actually. So you get the influences from many of the different entities from the Galactic Federation there, but a lot of it is feline energy. Okay, so you're very practical again. You've got the arrow of practicality, and you've also got the arrow there of the planner. So it's very practical planning energy that you need. You need to know what's coming on in your life. You need to know. Always need to have structure. You're quite analytical. It's very left brain, this, Ada. So the creativity could definitely be worked upon, and actually it is, because your day number is a 6. Now the 6 is Venus energy, which is pink over pink, and this is about you having creativity within the home environment. So it's love, creativity, and money. But again, sometimes it can bring in that codependency in relationships, that energy of that. The 6 is, you do have a creative need to be fulfilled when you're living positively, and its positive expression is creativity. But when you're living negatively, it can manifest as worry and anxiety. So you have to make sure that you are finding that sense of freedom through your creative impulses. And actually doing that at home is fine. I feel like you need to be using your hands and expressing your creativity through your hands. You're a 9, 10, 17, 9, 10, 27, 28, 29, 33. So you're a 33-6 as well. So a lot of the time, as I mentioned to you before, the 33 energy goes to Andromeda. So sometimes it can have soul memories around Andromeda because it's these people are here to master love. It's more pink energy. So you've got a day number 6 and a ruling number 6. So it amplifies that 6 creativity. So this is about you learning to love yourself unconditionally, finding that sense of loving yourself enough on the inside so that your reality will reflect that on the outside as well. But it's about also bringing in divine love. So it's opening the heart so much that you connect up to your divinity. Again, lots of pink energy that comes through. And we find that a lot of star seeds hold pink and turquoise energy together. It's just what comes up for them. So yeah, it's Venus, the planet of love, and it's emotions as well, so it's about you being very in contact with your emotions. You do struggle a little bit to communicate how you feel as well, so you need to work on verbal self-expression. Again, you've only got one, which is your masculine energy, so it can be a restriction around you communicating how you feel because you're more aligned really to the physical plane and the mind plane, the analytical side. So the emotional plane, you're very intuitive and sensitive, but I feel like for you, if you don't manage to express yourself, then what will happen is that you get an imbalance within the thyroid gland as well. So actually working with turquoise energy would be really beneficial for you. And you're in a 5, 12, 14, 18, you're in a 9. So your personal year cycle is a 9. So this is the end of the cycle for you. So again, hold off making any major decisions until next year. Okay, so next year is going to be a lot better for you to be able to sort of put pen to paper, make a move, change your job, house, or relationships. Just let things play themselves out until that point. So Scout Trooper said, I had a tarot card reading done and I was told I was an Arcturian, but also gave off Venusian indigo and Lemurian energy. Is it possible to be multiple starseeds? Of course it is. Yeah, because remember, we are ancient immortal beings of light living out temporary human experiences, and we exist simultaneously in multiple different soul memories connected to one more. And it's a bit like me. I was born in England, live in Australia. My memories are more aligned to Australia now than they are England. So it's like that. So we are infinite immortal beings of light, but we will connect up to one more in particular. It's there to help us with the work that we're to do on the planet right now as well. So for example, I connect with Andromeda. I'm here to help to find freedom by reconnecting to their inner guidance and to their ancient wisdom, and to work on self-love and self-acceptance, and also authentic power and wisdom. So Leah says, yeah, I've been letting go and finding myself the past two years. It's been great. Yes, I procrastinate a lot and have been getting better, haha. But this resonated. Well done. Yeah, so that's really good that you've been opening up and letting go during this last couple of years, because it's been like, especially 2020 was the year of the Starseed Awakening. So a lot of people were waking up to their truth and purpose on the planet and letting go of all of the stuff that went before them. So it sounds like you are in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing, which is really good to hear. So Ada, I want to go to you next. Gladys, leave your date of birth for me, will you? And I'll have a look for you now. Gladys from originally from the Saloniki in Greece. So you said your family are still there, are they? Yeah, that's really awesome to hear. It's quite an unusual city. I went there late at night, and it was during the summer, and it was a very hot evening, and it was quite smoggy. And I just remember calling it Gotham City. It was like, it was like pretty full on. So Leah says, I know I have an old soul, but not necessarily from a different planet. I will try to buy a report from you. Thank you so much. Yeah, no worries at all. There's a link in the comments section, actually in the section underneath the video, that you can find, or you can jump onto my website as well. So it's dreamtimeacademy.com.au, and it's Dreamtime with a double E as on here. Dreamtime.com.au. Just go into the shop, and it's one of the last items in the shop. It's on special there for only 59 Australian dollars. So you were born in Arlington. Interesting. So you were the 26th of the 11th, 1974. So your mom is from Puerto Rico and your father was Greek from the Saloniki. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so you got the 2, the 6 there as well. You got 3 ones, a 9, a 7, and a 4. Excellent. We've got a lot of people, very practical people here today. Rare, really, to get so many people in a row that have got this arrow here of, and that's all of the numbers there on the physical plane. So you got this is very grounded, earthy energy, and it's an interest in the material, the practical, the physical aspects of life. Often these people are good in a practical environment, so working as sort of in the more manual sort of arts, that type of thing can be really good for them. What we can see is you're very creative, very intuitive, and good. You can express your creativity through your hands, but you are very independent as well. So you like to do things on your own. You like to be in control. You're very organized as well, and actually a very nurturing person. But you do have to watch out that you don't attract in people that are too codependent. Or that you end up becoming codependent in relationships, because 26 is the energy of the partnerships bottle, which is magenta and olive, and any red and green combinations like that, it can bring in the feeling that you're not enough, that you're not both Father God and Mother Earth. So really, it's about standing on your own 2 feet, remaining in control. It's about you, and actually you do, you like to be in control of your physical existence. So, it's like, you are creative, and the home and family is very important to you as well. You can either be someone who's very, very talkative, Gladys, or you can be very, very quiet. So there's 2 very distinct types of people with the 3 ones. So you can be, or you can be both. Sometimes you get the people that can be very quiet 1 minute and then very expressive the next. Indy, there, you give me a nice indigo cat there, and thank you very much for that that lovely little donation of your little black cat there, Indy. That's really sweet. Scout Trooper says, I would like to be added to your list, please. Yep, just leave your email address, or you can send me your email address either via Facebook or to hayden@haydencrawford.com. That's Hayden, Hayden, and I'll add you onto my mailing list, and then you can get all of the notifications of my videos and everything like that as well, and newsletter and courses as well that I'm running. Okay, so there we go to your ruling number. So you're a 9, 10, 17, 21, 23, 25, 31. So you're a ruling number 4 as well. So again, very practical, very organized. There's a lot of organization around you. The 4 and the 8 both carry the vibration of this kind of like physical organization, and actually the 4 is about change and disruption of old order, letting go of old people, places, situations, and events. So actually you do need practical participation in your life. It's really important. So yeah, so you've got interesting chart there, and you're in a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. So you're in a 6, yeah. So it's about, you might want to like redecorate your house or reinvent the way that you look, change your hair or the way you dress this year, because the 6 is about the home and it's about being creative within the home. So when we enter a personal year cycle 6, it's almost like, flares up your creative juices, but you do have to remain living positively. So do anything that you can to be able to find your purpose this year and live positively, because otherwise the influence of the 6 in your personal year can manifest as worry or anxiety. So, you have to watch out for that. Excellent. So Gladys, let me know, did that make sense for you? Yeah. Did you find that useful and beneficial? Very practical person, so the almost like the manual arts would be a good sort of connection for you. What do you actually do? I'd be interested to know, Gladys, what you do. I'm going to have a look at you, Ethan. Ethan, you're the 26th of the 9th, 2000. All right. So you are you're a sensitive chap, Ethan. You're very intuitive. You've got, you almost like resonate with animals, children, or old people, actually quite empathic. So sometimes you can take on their emotions as well. So for a guy, you can actually be quite, you're quite a sensitive person. And actually you've got the opposite to these guys, so Ethan, whereas Gladys and a few of the others have had this arrow of practicality, you don't have any numbers there on your physical plane. All right. So what that means is this is called the arrow of disorder. So this means that you need to get more actively participating in your life instead of, so sometimes you can float off a little bit in the ethers, but again, you're very independent too. You've got the 28 energy. You have to watch out that you might attract in codependency because you don't believe that you can stand on your own 2 feet. An IT program manager. Yeah. So you're organizing a lot with that type of work, Gladys, aren't you? Being an IT, I used to work in IT recruitment, so I used to recruit IT program managers and information architects, and all of that sort of stuff, enterprise architects and IT project managers, and all the online stuff as well, like IT project managers, digital project managers, account managers, all of that. So I know the sort of work that you do. It's are you working on infrastructure or applications, Gladys? Because if it's infrastructure, again, that's very aligned to the arrow of practicality. So you are very sensitive. Your energy here, the 2s, is very, very. You hate it, do you? I know. Do you know what? That's why I had to get out of IT recruitment, because I had like an awakening. Like after 12, well, it was more 15 years in IT recruitment. I woke up one day and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. And my soul was urging me to work with color, and I didn't really know what it meant. And then I was told I was from Andromeda, and it was like, okay, so all of a sudden, Dreamtime Academy is born. So this is like 5 years ago now. So I wouldn't do anything else now. I think we're moving away, really, from, we're moving away from that old paradigm of, exchanging time for money. And we're working more with our soul, so we're more working with an exchange for, sort of just doing things that make you feel good. So you've got an Etsy store and you're selling art now. Brilliant. You see, that's much more aligned to what you should be doing. And is it practical art that you do? You are Arcturian, and you came to save the day. Absolutely. So do you like to express yourself then and communicate your truths? Yeah. So Nada says, Hayden, please add Ethan Johns, if you will, please. There you go. I'm doing Ethan's now. It's merchandise energy work. Beautiful. Oh, that's so wonderful. I'm really pleased that you're doing that alongside it, because you have to. If you're anything like me, you can't just be told what to do and do the normal 3D stuff. You've got to have a connection to other stuff as well. So yeah, so there you go. So you're very wise as well. There's a great depth of wisdom there, and there's a 4, 6 is 10, 19. So you're a ruling 10 as well. So again, the 10 energy wants to have its own business. It's a leader. It can manifest base metal out of gold. So you need to use that soft feminine energy in a masculine way. And actually, you need to do things on your own. So you need to be independent. You need to do things on your own. But you might keep a lot of your relationships a little bit superficial, because you won't want people knowing exactly what's going on for you. And you're in a 14-22. So you're in a personal year cycle 4 as well, which is about change and disruption of old order. It's a consolidation year. You need to work on your physical body if it's inactive, to be able to sort of make sure that you've got the strength to be able to move forward over the next 5 years as well. Okay. So yeah, so there you go. So that's really interesting. So I think that I'm going to draw to a close now, because we've had some fun today, haven't we? Gladys, thank you so much. You're so generous, and that's a lovely orange energy coming through there of bliss and enlightenment. So I really appreciate that. Is there anybody that's been watching from the beginning that I haven't done their Starseed Numerology insights for today? If there is, just leave your details there and I'll have a look at you before I go. Okay, so Scout Trooper says, yeah, I've been unemployed for a bit, so I've been slacking on the physical side. Yeah, so Nadia asks a very interesting and sensible question there. Can you still do Starseed reports if you don't know your time of birth? Yes, you can. It's a nice to have, all right? So if you don't know what time you're actually born, it doesn't mean to say you can't have one. It's just a nice to have, but it won't actually change the Starseed origin, all right? It won't. But it is important that I know the day you're born and where you're born. Okay, so which place on the earth that you actually came in on. There you go. So Nada. Okay, I'll have a look at yours, Nada. So you're the 6th of the 6th, 1968. So lots of sixes there. Okay, so you're very, very creative as well. But again, sometimes, when you've got 3 6s in your chart, as the same as if you've got 2 6s, it can lead to a bit of possessiveness within the relationships, like the family. It's almost like you can get a bit possessive. So it's just something to be mindful of, all right? Because it can manifest like that sometimes. And the lesson there really is to learn to trust and to let go, because if it's almost like the harder you hold on to things, sometimes the further you push them away. Yeah, so these 3 6s, and don't worry, it's not like the sign of the devil or anything like that. The 666 has always been, hasn't it, throughout time, something that people have associated with, like, the devil, but it's not, this is just heightened creativity. This is really somebody who's very, very creative, someone who loves the home, they love family, they love community, and they need to be able to express themselves in a creative manner. You are very independent as well. Okay, so I'll just put your date of birth. So you're the 6th of the 6th, 1968. A day number 62. So it's love energy, Venus. It's like an amplification of this pink energy in your chart. The day number 6 is creative. It's about balance and harmony within relationships, and you really need to work on self-love. So it's loving yourself unconditionally, all aspects, remembering something that you love about yourself every single day, and give yourself some of your own nurturing energy, because all this pink energy, the shadow pattern is the victim and separation. It comes up here as well. So sometimes you can fear separation, you can fear it, and actually there can be difficulties with relationship to mother as well that comes in here as well. So it's like that separation energy that can come in with this type of chart. Again, the independence is there, and I feel for you again that maybe you were never taught how to express yourself or be able to open up to be able to say how you feel. So it's like that whole notion of children were seen and not heard. It's that sort of thing that can come in. So you are a 9, 10, 18, 19, 24, 36. You're a ruling 9, so you're actually a healer, here to help and to heal. You're a very wise soul that would make a very good counselor. But you tend to carry your own burdens alone. It's that type of thing. But you need to make sure that you do and say what needs to be done and said at the time it needs to be said, instead of being meek and mild and getting angry and frustrated. Because that's like a suppression that goes on there. So it's like, really make sure you work on assertiveness. The 9 and the 6 are both mind numbers, so it's creative wisdom that you've got that you can harness the powers of. And actually, for you, you've got this arrow here of the inquirer. It means that you can be skeptical of new projects or concepts or ideas that aren't scientifically proven, but you have to go through that process of research and investigation. But then when you get your own proof, you become like an avid convert, that you're like, okay, so this feels right for me. I can feel this within my heart. I will then go on to share this information, you see. So, yeah, so Nadia says totally on point, totally on point. You need some grounding as well, because, you've got quite an active, creative mind. So yeah, so really working on your red energy, this feeling of separation, this anger, it can express itself as anger as well, because fire energy wants to flare up and then it sort of dies down. So this pink and this red, it all relates to separation, and when you're living negatively, you can be prone to leading a bit of a role of a victim. All right, so it's where you either give your power away, you're trying to rescue people, but you can definitely be somebody who is a healer. There you go. So Nadia says, I feel in my soul that I'm a healer. You are so good. Well, of course you are. You're a very creative healer. So I would say to you, you should go into things like art therapy or something that's a little bit, a little bit more creative. So Indy says, good night from me. It's been totally interesting to watch. Well, remember to pop back in and see me some other time. Thank you so much for that lovely donation as well. I really appreciate that. And the same back to you, Gladys, and also, to you, Paola and Ada, and it's just been a real pleasure seeing you all here today. Make sure that you remember, I'll put my email address in here as well. So you can, if you want to be subscribed to my newsletter, you can send me your email address through to that email there, hayden@haydencrawford.com, and then you won't miss out on any of my special offers and courses, whether they're being run by Zoom or face-to-face if you live in Perth. So have a great night and lots of love to all of you. All right, see you soon. Bye for now.